Good morning. Right, it's assembly time. So we've got important stuff to talk about in the assembly today. What we're going to talk about is about how some of you guys have been feeling when you come back into school, because as you've come back into school, you've seen more people, you've been with your friends again, and actually what's happened is that lots of children and some of the adults too have caught colds. And there might have been a little bit of a sniffle, and it might have made you cough a little bit. So what we're going to see if we can do is have a look at some of the things that we can do to make sure that we don't spread our cough and cold around the school. Okay, so when you think about a cough or a cold, you've got things that come out of your mouth. You cough and go, and all of the microbes, all of the germs come out of your mouth. So think about microbes. These are tiny things, so small you can't see them, and they carry diseases around. Okay, that's how we catch things like a cold or lots of other diseases. Now, I'm going to have some really big microbes in my assembly today. I've got some bubble mixture that Mrs. Wood has kindly given me. There we go. I want you to imagine that each one of those bubbles is a microbe. It's a germ carrying a cold virus. So whenever I cough, there we go. Each one of those bubbles is carrying that cold virus, or worse, it might be carrying the COVID virus and passing it on to other people. Okay, so what we need to do is make sure that we don't cough. Or if we do need to cough, then there's things that we can do about it. So instead of coughing and just going and everybody's seeing, what will be really good is if you put your hand across your mouth and you cough into that bit, into the crook of your elbow. Okay, so instead of doing that with your hand, you cough like that. Now watch, each one of these bubbles is a germ that is traveling out somewhere else. Watch. There. Each bubble is a germ that's been passed around the classroom, passed to your friends. If I do this behind my arm, there. None of those germs got out. So coughing like that into your arm is a really good thing to do. Now I could, if I wanted, cough into my hand, right? Let's watch what happens when I cough into my hand. Okay, here we go. So I've done that, but actually on my hand now, you can even see there's a bubble still there. There's a bubble there, and you can actually see that I've got all of that bubble mixture, those microbes all over my hand. And then I'm going to put my hands on my desk, or I'm going to put my hands on my mug, or I'm going to pick up a pen and I'm going to write with it and those microbes, the virus microbes that cause a cold or a cough or coronavirus or whatever else, are put on the pen or the mug. Okay, so that's why we don't cough into our hands, because our hands still have the virus on them, and we're better to cough into our elbows. Okay, and then once you've had a cough, you can use your hand sanitizer, and that hand sanitizer that you've been using in school, or your hand gel that's on the dispensers on the walls, or washing your hands for 20 seconds, as long as it takes to sing happy birthday twice, that will kill off any microbes. And now you can see I've not got any more of those bubbles on my hands. They've all gone. Those microbes have disappeared. Okay, so that's one thing that I want everybody to make sure that they're doing. I want you to make sure that you are coughing, when you cough, into your elbow like that. And if you have a serious cough and you need to have a cough, then your teachers will be giving out dojos for you for doing that. Now, the other thing is that you might have a bit of a sneeze. Okay, because that's what happens, because lots of people have got colds in school. Everybody's feeling a little bit sniffly. So when you sneeze, you've got a box of tissues in your classroom. If you're feeling a little bit coldy, if you're feeling a little bit sneezy, get your tissue and blow your nose, wipe your nose, and then do we A, leave it on the desk, B, stick it in our pockets, or C, put it in the bin? Put your hands up for A, leave it on the desk. Put your hands up for B, stick it in your pocket. Put your hands up for C. Put it in the bin. That's right. I'm going to reach down now, side of my desk, and I'm going to put the tissue in the pocket, in the bin. In the bin. It doesn't go in your pocket. It goes in the bin. And let's see again, right, with the bubble experiments. Okay, I'm going to try blowing. So there we go. There's those microbes, those germs going all over the classroom. But this time I'm going to blow into the tissue. And can you see there's those wet bits on the tissue? Now that is our bubble mixture, and the tissue has caught the bubble mixture, so it's caught the virus. Okay, and if I put that in my pocket or on my desk, I'm putting those germs, those microbes, onto the desk or into my pocket. But if I put that in the bin, that's why our bins have got lids, nobody else can catch it. So there you go, guys. We've got two really, really important things that stop us from passing any viruses, any germs, any microbes around our school. We cough into our elbows if we need to blow our nose, or sneeze. We sneeze into a tissue. We screw the tissue up and we put it straight into the bin. And finally, when you've done those things, make sure that we're nice and clean with some hand sanitizer or by washing our hands. Okay, so we're going to keep everybody safe. Now, final thing, obviously these aren't real microbes, so I'm just going to end up by doing this because I like it. See you around school. Bye-bye.